Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John, or last friend, dear bricks, and this is my review of the LEGO Technic Surface Space Loader LT78 from 2024. It is set number 42178, comes with 435 pieces, and retails for $35. As you guys know, the Technic VTOL Heavy Cargo Ship was my very first Technic set, and I ended up quite enjoying it. Enjoying it quite a bit. So I figured, you know what? Why not have the second set be the set that is, no pun intended, technically compatible with it, as apparently the cargo dropship can carry this thing. Taking a look at the front of the box, you get the full set in all its glory on some unknown planet, maybe Mars, but it doesn't look right enough. Although I do like the fact that they added the classic LEGO space logo in the top right corner. Taking a look at the top of the box, not only do you get a one-to-one image of the wheels, but you notice that this thing's a bit customizable. There's a mechanism in this where you can have the I'm not really sure you can call it a cockpit since it's a ground vehicle, not the flying vehicle, but you can make it so like the command section of the rover can be elevated. Taking a look at the back of the box, you can see just how you can see not only that, but also has some other sort of function over here. Not really sure what that is, but it also has some sort of cargo container. This does have the push tabs on it, so you do have to damage the box in order to open it, at least the way LEGO intends for you to open it. There we go. Alright, so we've got, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags of parts, one rather large sticker sheet for a set of this size, not gonna lie, plus one instruction manual with a CGI render of the set. Taking a look inside the instruction manual, we once again have a ad about paper bags, and it's without paper bags, and we just jump straight to the build. Got at least 2 pages of parts. Let's see if there are any more. No, but we do have an ad for the you get the back of the box image, but you also get an ad for all the other LEGO Technic space sets that came out in 2024, including the VTOL Heavy Cargo Ship and a much larger $200 price rover. And then the other one is the Earth, Moon, and Sun orbiting thing. Like, some interesting sets, not gonna lie. So we'll go ahead and jump into the time lapse of this set. The build of this set, starting right now. Alright, the build is done. That took anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour, give or take. Hey, like I said, this is only my second Technic set, so I'm still kind of getting used to this build experience. We'll go ahead and start off actually with this little cargo container that can be carried around by the rover. Or it's got a large sticker on the front with a caution tab on it, but this thing can be attached to the rover over here. Once you get to the back part adjusted, I'll make sure to show that off. But you lift it up inside and take off these side panels, and inside you can see that this thing has a little bit of cargo, and that being a little petri dish with some, and that being a little See, there we go. There we go. It's a little petri dish with some DNA on it. But that's actually not the only piece of cargo you can put in this thing. It just sits here on this 1x2 tile with a jumper in the middle. They also provide a light green plant piece, so if you want, you can carry that around in it as well. So nothing too crazy for a little added piece, but it's nice that they thought of some cargo that you can have this rover carry around. Maybe you didn't have to take the whole panel off. Yeah, there we go. As for the rover itself, it's a pretty decent size. I do like the nice rugged, decently sized wheels. Although it is, plus it's nice to get it in a gray coloring. Not often you get that. Uh, as I mentioned, there are plenty of stickers on this thing. Like you got cautions, labels all over the place. You got the classic Lego space logo on here, and a nice fun little Easter egg. You got the name of the rover, the LT78, which is actually an Easter egg of the set, with the LT being short for Lego Technic and 78 being the last two digits in the set number. So yeah, fun little Easter egg there. Also, you got a little, got some 1x2 tiles over here that say lift. That'll come in handy in a little bit. Plus, got some nice sticker detail on the back here as well. Taking a look at the cockpit, you can see that there's a couple of lights on the front, and you can completely remove the cockpit. Super easy, although this wasn't supposed to come off. Although nice use of the Star Wars astromech the tour. Also here, in order to get those lights on there, you got some nice armor paneling above on level, and once you get the canopy off, you got a stickered control seat in there, as well as a nice control stick and a stickered control panel. And if you got a Lego minifigure, say for example this one, you can totally fit a minifigure in there. Let's see if I can get the minifigure in there and at least try to get them to hold on to the controls. I was able to do this with the cargo dropship, so I wouldn't be too surprised if I could do it with this one too. Okay, yeah, close enough. I mean, the control is like a bit big, and it looks more like a harness. And it looks more like a harness than it does controls. But you can totally fit a minifigure in here, which is a nice little touch. Also, you notice that behind the cockpit, you got not only an antenna, actually right above the cockpit, but also a radar dish for some communications. And again, you got this little lift back here. Plus, you got a couple of controls back here. First off, you've got. I like this fact that they put a sticker here with a kind of recreation of the control stick in the cockpit, because this actually helps you drive the vehicle. And you turn this knob, and you can the angles that the back wheels are. So while this thing goes just fine and going straight, but into this little knob here helps you control the steering. So yeah, pretty in the play feature there. And then you got this red pin down here, and that helps you get your rover into that elevated position seen on the front box. Basically, you turn the knob left to make the controls the command section go up, and right to go down. And let me tell you, I was actually quite surprised to find just how high off the ground you can get this thing to go. There we go. Now you can see this that your minifigure in there has quite an impressive view. Also, you'll notice that there are a couple of there's some equipment underneath the cockpit. You got a bit of a robot arm on the left side, and on the right, you got some sensor equipment. Which I gotta admit, I really like the fact that they used a Lego minifigure metal detector for that sensor arm. And as you can see, the thing's got a pretty deep. Well, both arms have a pretty decent range of motion, even though there aren't a whole lot of joints on there. Plus, as I mentioned, and you can use your rover to carry the cargo pod here, and that actually has a good deal of motion on its own. First off, you can use this red knob here on the side to move the whole back section to the side and you can just put your cargo pod over here on the arm here, and then you can use this knob to lift that up a bit up off the ground. Basically use this little red Technic piece here to lock it in place. I wouldn't recommend moving the whole section to the right again, otherwise he said the cargo pod's going to bump it against the wheel. And then the whole thing's going to come off. But again, nice that the whole thing can, basically transform into a whole new vehicle and be used for cargo. Although I will say that you will need to have the whole thing lowered down in order to be able to, be able to have this thing carried by the heavy cargo ship. Probably wouldn't want to have the thing, be ready to carry the cargo pod either. Now, I have tested it out with the dropship, but one thing I'm gonna say is that that rover is quite a bit heavier than the cargo pod given for the dropship. In fact, I almost kind of wish you could carry the thing with two arms so when you want to pick it up with the rover. And also, I would recommend that you use the back hook for carrying the rover, but it is totally doable. Just slip and like that, lock it in place, and there you go. You're good to carry it around, almost like that Star Wars Clone Wars Republic dropship with ATOT. Oh, actually, and I think about it, almost as expensive as the thing too, because the dropship was 110, this thing's 30, and the rover's 35, so like around 150 counting tax. But yeah, it's definitely heavy. Yeah, carrying the rover with the cargo ship, but it is certainly doable. So for $35, I actually think this is a pretty solid set. The price per piece is, if you're the kind of guy who cares about price per piece, is actually pretty decent. And $35 for 435 pieces, that's so well within that 10% price count that everyone seems to be the gold standard, instead of the exception. But it's a decent build. It's got a bunch of play feature for a kit, and like basically being able to transform it into basically a whole new vehicle is really cool. This is a pretty decent starter Technic set if you want to get into Technic. It's a cool set. It's not too complicated like it was. Like I felt the Technic dropship was like there's a bunch of play features, but it's not super difficult. Like you're not gonna run into any problems I had where like trying to figure out what went where. But it's a decent again. It's a decent size, decent value, and it's a bit more substantial. But than the $10 Technic sets, like the one that comes to mind at that price point is like the Bush plane that's out there right now. I'll see if I can get an image of that set, show you what I mean. But again, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too substantial. But if you're looking to get into Technic, I'd actually recommend this as a bit of a starter set if you want to get into it. So yeah, this is a really decent set. If you're into Technic or space, I see no reason why you shouldn't pick it up. I like this thing, I really do. So that'll be at the end of this video. Thank you for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. Ring the bell to be notified of all videos as soon as they become available. Check out my channel and some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later, everybody.